All right, so good morning. Welcome in. Glad to have you.
Thank you very much. I'm excited. This is good.
Yeah, this is like a huge day for the podcast. You know, I gotta say, this was when we started this was one of the oh man, I got that on over here. Let me turn this off. This was one of the you were one of the guests that we talked about. One of the people we said like we'd really this is one of the people we'd really like to get on the podcast someday. We never thought episode 6 would be
just had to say, man. Just had to say.
So
I love stuff like this. This is sick.
So for anyone who doesn't know, which is obviously nobody, this is Undercover Dudes.
Hello.
The biggest content creator in Krunker, without a doubt. They don't need to be modest. That's So
Mepsi's like who?
So do you want to just kind of give a little bit of your own intro for yourself? How would you when you talk to people maybe who aren't Krunker related or YouTube related, how do you explain what you do in that office right there?
Oh god. The best, I don't know, I just say if I'm being formal about it, I'm be like, oh yeah, I run like a media business. Like if I'm really trying to avoid the subject, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, I run a online media business. But then if they ask and they're like, what do you actually do? I just do YouTube videos. It's literally, I just say I do games, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, not much more to it in terms of explaining.
So I saw your tweet recently about like your analytics that you've hit. Do you want to just glance over those numbers real fast? Oh,
and in terms of my subs and stuff, kind of crazy. I'm at 184k now, 50 million views on YouTube, 184,000 subscribers. Yeah, 50 million views on Twitch. I'm at like 14,000, but I don't focus that much on Twitch. But yeah, YouTube's been popping, man. Anyone in here that wants to start doing content for Krunker, hop on YouTube, dude. There's so much potential. It's crazy. It's ridiculous.
So,
are you flexing?
I'm not flexing.
I asked the question.
I'm just saying.
Listen, you got to know these things.
I don't know. Chat's saying you're flexing. I don't know.
No, whatever.
It's not flexing. It's not flexing.
It's not flexing. I'm just saying the facts. I'm just saying.
Yeah, shut up, chat. Telling the truth isn't flexing, idiots.
Wow, this is extremely professional, Zed. Stuffing your face.
This is highly professional.
I'm literally eating a pizza.
Well. That's right. I'll flame him as well. Right. We gotta keep him in line. You gotta keep him in line. That's right. They're saying use code UCD. They should be saying use code Hey I'm Zed as well for like the true professionalism. But we're okay. We're okay.
Just use a code. Make sure you're supporting a creator when you're buying your KR. Just use somebody's code. So, yeah. So
very true.
When you started, obviously you didn't start content creating with Krunker, right?
No, Krunker was not my first game. No.
So
what was your first game?
Oh god, my first game was a free-to-play first-person shooter called Combat Arms. And it released in 2008, sorry. I created content from that game from 2011 to 2018. That was my game that I kept playing. And yeah, It's still to this day my favorite game of all time. Krunker doesn't beat it. Krunker's amazing, but just doesn't beat the nostalgia.
Flip it.
Oh, I've said this before. This is not new news. I love Combat Arms. The game's garbage now. Like, hacker-infested, lag, terrible company running there. It's gone into the ground. It's bad, but like, that's how I started, and then I transitioned more into free-to-play content. So like free-to-play first-person shooters, and then I did my top 10s and stuff. And then, yeah, I don't know, Krunker came along. My fans are like, UCD, play Krunker, this game's good. I hopped on, I was like, this game's shithouse. Why do you guys want me to play? It looks like crappy Minecraft. And
so that was your first impression of Krunker?
That was my first impression. I was like, why am I playing this? It's like so garbage. But this is like January last year. So like the game looked pretty terrible. No slide hopping, old models on the guns. Like, it was very raw, but hey, I made one video and now we're here. It's crazy.
Did that first video do well? The first video you did on Krunker?
It's still one of my highest viewed Krunker videos. I think it's at 315,000 views.
Really?
It's called
Wow.
I Finally Played Krunker.io. And yeah, that was, I think, one of the very first Krunker videos out there, I would say, that really got popping for some reason or another. I don't know why, but besides that and the Shroud one. But the Shroud
How many
one
subs were you at before you made that Krunker one? Like, how many subs and average viewership were you getting?
January last year was maybe... Oh, sorry. For context, not last Christmas, the Christmas before, I hit 100,000 subs. So, and then it was January, so I was around 100K probably. Yeah. Wait, maybe? I don't know. I don't know, but it was definitely not that much. Oh no! So of course it was I'm trying not flex my numbers, you know. I want to be humble.
No, listen. The point of this podcast is a behind the scenes look, you know, and pulling back the curtain for as much as you'd like to pull it. You know, you don't have to say anything you don't, you know. But this is the idea. So it's not a flex. So
Yeah, I don't know. At the time before Krunker, if we want to open up the curtain, sure, I can be a bit more in depth about it. But yeah, my channel was in this tipping point of I hit 100K subs, but I was really relying off top 10s. They were my thing that I had to do to keep the channel going. Top 10 free-to-play first-person shooters, top 10 free-to-play Steam games, and that was driving my content because I was still making Combat Arms videos on and off and making videos of random free-to-play games, but I never had a home. I played Paladins and that didn't work very well. It was fun, but whatever. But then once Krunker came in, that was my home for playing games. And now it's, I don't know, you need something, people say being a variety, YouTuber and that is cool. And it is cool, but you always need a game that you can always regularly come back to and be your cornerstone. Because if you don't have that, and it's going to be oh, I hop on, what do I play type of thing. Or you can play whatever, but having that, it's nice.
Was there a certain time when it hit you that Krunker was going to be that game for you in your YouTube videos? Was there a certain video or a certain time playing the game when you when it hit you that this was going to be that game for you, or it could be that game for you? I
would say maybe the third video, because the first video just popped off. It went crazy. I'm why are people watching this game? But it was less because of me. It was more because nobody was creating Krunker content. I think I was one of the very, very, very few people creating Krunker content. And this happened not only for I'd say for the first maybe 6-7 months of me doing Krunker, there was zero, very, very, very minimal people doing Krunker content on YouTube. I think the only person, Sorable came in August for context. I started in January. So, and I don't think there was any people that really dedicated themselves to Krunker in that period. So
are we talking August 2019?
August 2019. So August last year.
Wow.
Sorry. Yes. August last year was when Sorable started. I started January 2019. And in between that period, I don't think there was anyone. People made Krunker videos here and there, but I don't think there was anyone. And I think after maybe the first or second or third video, I thought, man, this game's really fun. I just kept playing it. So there might be someone that did, but it's not coming to my memory, to be perfectly honest. But
so you think you definitely got in on the ground level?
100%.
Okay.
100%.
So
that sounds like I'm flexing again, but yeah.
Well, I mean, that's how you get in, right? That's how it works. Especially with a new game, right? If you could be the first one there, 100%. Especially making content on YouTube, showing things off. If you can be the first one doing that, you kind of set the standard, right?
100%. That was my goal for 2018. 2018 was Combat Arms is dying. I need to find a new game to play. So I hopped from game to game, trying to find the one, the game that I will stick with, and I couldn't find. I played Quake Champions, so that went to shit, and
that died pretty quickly.
Yeah. But yeah, in the end, Krunker's where I ended up, and I honestly couldn't be happier, dude. I'm so proud, not only of just of the game, but the community. Everything, it's insane comparing 2020 to 2019 in terms of content creation, in terms of the updates. It's insane. It's ridiculous. Like, this is the most dedicated like community and developer crew I think I've ever seen for a game. So it's nuts. So I'm just so happy to be a part of it.
So Zed and I talk a lot back and forth, like especially between where things are now and like months ago about you know, finding content to produce, like where we you know, what we're going to do, you know, in the future. You know, we bounce a lot of ideas off each other about, you know, what we're looking at to produce, like what maybe projections where we're going to do what we're going to do in the future. You know, is there like, you know, any kind of method maybe you're willing to like talk about as far as like what does content production look like for you, since you do it on such a big scale, like, you know, from like, you know, the idea level to the hundreds of thousands of view level on your channel? You know, do you have any kind of actual system that you work out, or are you just a throw it and it happens kind of guy?
I'd say half and half. Half of it is going into YouTube and looking at what Fortnite YouTubers do, and then I'm like, all right, we'll work off that. And I'm not even like memeing. It's like a legitimate strategy that I do. So like I'll look at what people are titling their videos and challenge video and so on, and I'll just see what trends are in other gaming communities, and I'll go off that. But that's also a lot of it is getting like research from, like, if I'm on live stream, I'll literally say, guys, what do you want to watch? I'll write a notepad, I write the ideas down, I come back to it, so on, so on. And also a lot of it is me going onto YouTube and typing in random keywords and then seeing what it auto corrects to. So for example, if you type in Krunker right now, for me, it comes up with Krunker hacks, Krunker IO, Krunker montage, Krunker unboxing. And then from there, you can get even more specific, and you can form ideas based on what people are searching for. So that's how, yeah, personally, I would suggest anyone trying to get into YouTube and trying to get views, look at what people are searching for and base your initial idea around that to prop yourself up, and then you can be a bit more creative, you know, later on.
This is like a science for you. Like you're going into like full on research mode when you're doing this, checking out trends, checking out other videos and stuff like that. That's full on. I think my first video I did on my channel, I think 2011. So this is 9 years I've been doing YouTube now. And it's just, I don't know, it just comes naturally in terms of, the more you try to work out what people want, and you can see on your past videos, doing this thing, this thumbnail trick, this titling, there's like, I could talk about it forever to be perfectly honest, but yeah, it is, I don't know, it just comes with experience, I suppose. It's difficult to... Let's boil it down to one video, right? Like you've got a video that you want to put out, right? You don't know specifically the idea of what you want to do. So take us through like time-wise, how long would it take you to conceive the idea up until the stage of uploading? How long per video do you think it takes you?
Far out. It depends on the type of content. So I'll quickly break it down. For example, like, you know how slide control came into the game, like, you know, whatever, it was on Friday or something, like, or Thursday or whatever. I whipped up a video for that in like half an hour. I just did a quick tutorial, bang, bang, put it together, did a quick thumbnail. Titling was just off the top of my head, just based off what people like would click on, and then from there. So that isn't a good example, because that's just based off, because like what I like to classify videos in terms of like how I make them into like a few different categories. For example, that slide control one was, here is new content, therefore easy video, right? It's a content right in front of you, just make a video on it, explain it, so on, so on. The content's there. Then you have more videos you have to think a bit more about. For example, like, you know, challenge videos, or I used these mods and stuff like that, or I did this, you know, swap my gun after every death challenge, like I've seen Connexio do and whatever. Those require a bit more thought, and titling in those videos, like titling of all videos, are very, very important. Like, I think I spend the most amount of time, not the most of that, that's not true, but like I spend a lot of time on titling and thumbnail, because currently on YouTube, if your thumbnail and title is shit, your video won't pop. That's just how it goes. It doesn't matter how good your video is. But yeah, going back onto it. And then you have more like long form content, like my top 10s and top 20s, and more like research orientated videos. Like I did a video with Feels Good Man, like why Krunker is so good, I think is we titled or something like that. And that was like a 2-3 week process, bouncing ideas back and forth and stuff like that. That type of long form content, generally the most amount of effort, but the highest like deviance. Like sometimes it can just pop, sometimes it just can't. But yeah, that's how. And in terms of like timing from start to finish of a normal video, recording 2 hours, editing 2.5, 3 hours, rendering
Do you
1
all
hour.
the editing, thumbnails, all that on your own?
Yeah, this is all me. This is one man operation. Wow. Yeah.
Wow. You've never like wanted to branch out and get someone to do it all, or?
I'm selfish and a bit of a control freak, and I like doing it all myself. I know people could edit better than me. I know they would be able to compose. I think the only thing that I would give control to for someone else would be Twitch highlights. I think Twitch highlights is something I could hire an editor to do, but nah, everything else is me. Thumbnails, all that. It's just, yeah, solo operation currently.
And you taught yourself all that. Like that's not.
Yes.
Like your schooling background isn't that, so that's all self-taught stuff.
Yeah, my background for education is in engineering and computer science, so very not related to creative stuff like this. But yeah, I taught myself Photoshop, taught myself Sony Vegas, and yeah, now we're here. I don't know. It's just people ask like, how do you get into this type of stuff? You just have to do it. Like your first videos are going to suck. They're going to be shit. Like it doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah.
But it's just your videos are going to suck, but just keep going, keep putting out content. You'll work out what is bad about your content and how to improve it. And then, yeah, you just keep going. It's like people strive for perfection, but perfection is not good when it comes to YouTube. I'd say good is good enough. Like if you're happy with your video and you're like, all right, that's good, then it's probably worth uploading. That like, it sounds counterintuitive, but quantity over like high quality, because most people won't realize super high quality YouTube content, right? Especially for like gaming and stuff like that. Like putting the little time here and there, probably not worth it. But overall, making the content, you know, overall
that's the whole
decent.
Point of YouTube is to not be as involved as sitting down to watch Netflix or something. You know, like YouTube is casual watching.
For sure.
So that makes 100% sense. To just, you know, if the video is good, then just put it up.
All right.
What do you recommend when, like, because I see two types of channels out there. There's channels that are like, I've got to just continually upload every day, and that's all I care about. And then there are channels who are not going for perfect, but they're going for maybe once or twice a week, and they want quality over just, you know, uploading as many as you can. Which do you see is more successful?
Quality, 100%.
Yeah.
Wait, you want to go? I can.
No.
Carson's only saying yeah because someone said he hasn't spoken in a while.
We're learning. I'm trying to listen here.
No, I can explain algorithm wise why it's better.
Go on.
So, so on, like, obviously from a like subjective point of view, right? You want better videos are better, right? Like if you put a bit more effort into a video and make it, you know, quite nice, you upload it, your fans are going to enjoy that rather than putting out, you know, a video every single day that's kind of like not so good. If you get what I mean? But in algorithm wise, it also, there is many reasons why consistent but not everyday uploading is the best. So with YouTube back in the day was dominated by subscriptions. No one used the home feed, right? So with subscriptions, it popped up in your sub box every single time, you know, quote unquote every single time. There's glitches and whatnot, but you could upload every single day, and that was good because you would flood the sub box with your videos. Your content would just keep popping, you keep on the sub box if you upload it every day, right? No one uses the home feed. But now, obviously, everything is, everything's algorithm based. Literally,
It's all recommended now.
It's all recommended. Sorry, I'm reading chat. These guys
Don't read.
like...
Don't listen to them. I made myself look dumb. Don't listen to them.
I can't. I can hear like a whisper. Is Kaarson muted?
Shut up. It's funny that you say
UCD talking.
It's funny that you say this because I never look at my subscription feed ever, even though I'm subscribed to tons of channels, because they just show up on my home feed, like the channels I'm subscribed to. I don't know. Maybe that makes me a bad YouTube viewer. I never.
No, it doesn't.
I think that's the majority of people. Like my girlfriend uses the subscription thing, and whenever she does it, I look at it like she's an alien. I'm like, what the fuck is that? I didn't even know that was a thing on YouTube. I didn't know you could filter by your subscribe. Like, you know.
Yeah, I see it lit up, but I swear sometimes when I see that thing lit up and I click on it, I've already seen those videos because they've already shown up. They've already shown up, and I've watched them there. Or
isn't YouTube like? Sorry.
No.
Sorry.
Or like I've already seen like a Twitter alert or something from all the videos that I want to see. I've already gotten the alert somewhere else because YouTube has such a shitty alert system for telling you like that the videos you want to see are there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think going back onto like I wanted to dwell a bit more into the algorithm because it's not as simple as this. Okay, how I can say this? So with Subbox, your videos will be there, right? If you people want to consistently see your videos, they come out, you go to your subscription feed. But the home feed is a curated feed. And basically what YouTube does is if you go and upload a video, for the first 24 to 48 hours, it will go and monitor your click-through rate. So click-through rate is if it goes and shows your video either through a suggested feed, suggested in the sidebar whenever you watch a video, or on the home feed or whatever, it will go and monitor how many people click that video. And if your video has a click-through rate of 9 to 11%, it will get moderate traction. If it has 12 to 15% click-through rate, it's gonna pop. It's gonna be one of those videos. And basically your future, the fate of your video is in the first 24 to 48 hours. If people don't click enough, your video just won't get recommended. Or this is the other way, you back yourself up by making it searchable. By like, you have certain keywords in the title, in the description, and you relate it to a concept. For example, Krunker unboxing, unobtainable, Krunker pro gameplay, Krunker montage, that type of shit.
Now, isn't it true that you want title words and description words to appear together? Like words that appear in the title also appear in the description. Isn't that helpful or no?
Yeah, I would say so. I think so. YouTube's system for how it what's it called, how influential titles and descriptions and tags are has changed in the past, I'd say, couple of months, and people don't know about it. So basically, title obviously very very important. Obviously, if your title, it has to be very clickable, not clickbaity, but it has to be something that people click on, obviously. But before, tags were, you put a shit ton of tags into your tag section, and from there YouTube would use that as a basis for recommending. So for example, if I put Krunker gameplay in my tags, right, it would go, and whenever people search for Krunker gameplay, it would come up. Not the case anymore. It's all description. Description is...
The tags are basically pointless now.
Tags are basically pointless. I still put it there just for the sake of I've just done it, but they're basically... The only purpose of tags right now is, for example, you know how like people might misspell Krunker and I might do K-R-U-N-K-R instead of an E.
Yeah.
Like you put K-R-U, like the misspelt version in the description to kind of say, hey, even if people are typing the misspelt version, still going to recommend it. That's the only point of tags right now. And it says there, it says it on the thing, like all of this is YouTube says. That's like the little question thing, and you hover over and it tells you all of this.
So that's video tags. What about channel tags though? Do they have any point?
Practically useless. They used to have a purpose back in the day, not anymore.
Yeah. Okay. Fuck, that's a lot of information, everyone.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to rewatch my own VOD like a lot. So what? So,
You're gonna be able to like take the recording of this and make 2 videos. You're gonna be able to have like a podcast video, and then UCD sits down and explains YouTube.
yeah, I'll just be able to put my face next to it, so it's like I said it. Like, you know, it's like I was there.
Legit. If you've got like any questions,
what should we title this podcast?
YouTube masterclass with UCD. No, it's not.
I like that. I like that.
So,
all right, should we talk a little bit about Krunker?
yeah,
I
sure.
feel like a lot has happened this week.
well, it's funny
Yes.
because UCD tweeted about slide control and how, you know, he's excited to see like how it affects the overall gameplay. And I think we had talked about it on the podcast, not last week, but the week before, and how it's similar, you know, slide control in custom games was similar to turbo building when it came into Fortnite. And I think UCD kind of made this the same analogy. So, and I'm in the same boat. Like, I think that turbo or slide control now being up like the whole way at 6, I think it's just gonna make like the overall skill of like every player in the game is just gonna exponentially increase at this point.
For sure.
Look,
It's made it more viable for people with, you know, shitty PCs to be able to play at a higher level. Like, I think that's the big takeaway from all of this is it's Krunker's way of, you know, because we had Sid on, and Sid even said like he has no desire to add an FPS cap or whatever to equalize it. So this is Krunker's way of equalizing it so that the people who have spent money on their PC still get the benefit of that. But the people who only use the school laptop, for instance, can still try and compete. I mean, I don't think there's been enough evidence to show that, you know, someone on 60 FPS at 6 slide control is going to be as good as someone on 1000 FPS. But, you know, it's no longer like one's up here and one's down here. It's a little bit closer now.
sure.
Definitely. 100% agree.
So what do you guys think that means, like, for the long term of the game? Or, you know, do you think that this has changed the trajectory of the, you know, maybe the competitive scene or the end game of the game? You know, with this entering, you know, the game?
I'm gonna say controversial opinion here. For like the majority of the player base, this literally does not change them, right? Because the majority of player base are casuals. They just bunny hop. They don't know how to slide hop. They're just gonna play the game the same way, right? And it's true. It's
So
true.
essentially, you're saying majority of the play base is shit.
Yeah,
They
I'm
suck.
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying the majority. I'm saying,
Just wanted to clear that up.
no, okay.
He's not wrong. He's not
I'm
fucking
The
wrong.
majority of people, despite us saying again and again how to slide hop, won't slide hop, right? But I feel like because half of it was because it was difficult for them, especially because there's so many people that play this game on Chromebooks, right?
Sure.
I think this has definitely made it better, but the problem with slide hopping is that unless you know, then unless you know type of thing. Like, it's not something that's like shown to you in a way. Obviously, you can watch tutorials and stuff like that and content creators, but the people that don't watch YouTube and don't watch, the people like, how these people speed hacking, right? And that could draw a lot of people away. Slide hopping is not shown and no one is going to open Krunker and just figure it out. Exactly. People would say that's a good thing because, like in Quake, for example, people don't know how to go and, you know, do circle jumping and all those tactics and whatever. But this is a much more casual orientated game, well, in terms of the demographic. So slide hopping needs to be like shown in a way. Like, there has to be at least like a basic tutorial, just a worded tutorial, just tips or something, you know, just to make it aware. Because once people make it, because on that video that I uploaded, people like literally like, UCD, I've never known about this. Thank you so much. I can now actually play Krunker properly. And I'm like, well, there you go.
It's really hard to like think about that though. Like being someone who uses slide hopping all the time, it's like you're seriously telling me there are people who just have never heard of it, have never seen it, or don't understand it. Like I think to us it's such a important part of the game, and it makes up so much of how we play it.
Right.
But to think that there are just randoms out there who just look at it and like, oh, that guy's hacking. That's what it is.
Well, I don't think that I was implying.
Crazy.
I don't think that I was implying that you know, your average Chromebook user is going to pick up the game and start playing comp tomorrow. You know, but I'm saying, you know, a year from now, look at the game, you know, like look when turbo building came into Fortnite, and look what builds used to look like and what they look like now. You know, you see, you know, cranking 90s now is the term, and look how, you know, like, so after people have had this slide control and access to always, you know, zooming fast like this, you know, I'm curious to see what the game will look like, you know, 6 months to a year from now when everybody is zooming fast potentially, and it's like just the standard. There is, you know, I'm curious to see. You guys don't think that the standard of the game will change at all now that everyone has access to it?
The average skill level is going to go up.
Yeah, see, that's all I'm saying. Is like, I'm excited to see where the game will be when the average skill level will be much higher. I think, you know, things like, you know, the tournaments that we do, things like that will be much more entertaining and exciting to watch when everybody is just going to get much better as a whole, as a community as a whole.
You should be scared, Kaarson.
I am scared, dude. But the thing is, I think I'm doing. I think
you're
I'm
already
doing,
getting destroyed.
I think I'm doing better. I think it's working for me. You don't watch my. You never watch my stream. You don't have any room to talk.
You stream at 4 a.m. What do you want from me? No, but I think you're right. I think it'll go up in skill level.
I think
each player will get better. But UCD's right. There needs to be a written tutorial even to make them aware of it, because there are too many people who just don't understand what it is. Like, think of how many people come into your stream and they're like, "How do you go so fast? What are you doing to go that quick?" It's like it's such a common, you know, comment now.
100%. Yeah. But yeah, skill cap is like, dude, 1000 FPS, 6 slide hop, dude, that is insane. That is like crazy skill cap. I was trying it on stream today. It's actually insane. Like,
when they moved it from 3 to 6, did they, like, are they just further? Is it still the same maximum, but they just added further?
See, that's what I wondered.
In between, or is it
it's more? I think
it's more. I refer to it as traction, because that's what it feels like. Is the higher it goes up, the more I'm stuck to the ground. So it's like, is it more traction that they added, or is it just like?
I feel like it is. It might be just because I tried a little bit of 1000 FPS on 3 traction, and then I came back today and tried it on 6, and it definitely felt more. But that's just, you know, anecdotal. You have to ask Sydney about that. I wouldn't. Obviously, I wouldn't know.
He definitely won't tell us.
I don't know.
Yeah, like, at the end of the day, it's a good improvement to Krunker.
Yeah.
Like, it's a quality of life improvement.
I would go to say it's the most important Krunker change in its history. I think I would go and say that, because it makes the game fair. Because Krunker before this point was pay to win, right? Therefore, no competitive future. No competitive future before slide control. Now, after slide control, there is still, like, obviously, you can have shitty PC and still be owned by like a 1000 FPS whatever, but there is the gap is closed type of thing, and I think that's a very important thing for the casual player base. Meh. For the people like us, probably pretty big. The comp people, very, very big. So overall positive change, but yeah, I think it just has a better outlook on the game now after slide control has been.
Speaking of competitive though, like, so obviously, you know, this is going to open the door to a lot more people to join competitive. Like, they can be more competitively viable. They can be better players. But, you know, them going up and increasing in skill, does this mean that, you know, the laws of the world and the omens of the world, their skills have also gone up due to slide control? You know what I mean? Like, has everyone shifted up equally and there's still the same amount of distance between it?
I'm not a competitive player, so you'd have to ask them. But for me, I don't know. Like, it depends. It's weird because, like, if something's going good, you don't really want to change it. But it's more. I'd say it's more even. Like, obviously, I don't know what FPS those guys are rocking, but yeah, it's difficult to say. It's difficult to say. You have to go. In a way, it's more even. What we said. Yeah. I feel like it's a slightly higher skill cap, obviously, but...
So it's like increased pros a little bit, but increased shit is exponentially.
Pretty. I would not put them on the same tier, but.
Okay, sorry. Hold on.
Yeah, you gotta lower it a little bit. Yeah, see,
Yeah.
I don't
that's
need the wide angle to get the whole thing.
It's more fair. It's just more fair.
See,
it just means people can't have an excuse of saying, "Oh, you got a 1000 FPS PC and I got this 100 FPS shitter PC." Well, you put slide control on 6 and you're basically at the same point. So.
All you gotta say to them is, "Hey, listen, Sydney fucking runs this on a shitter PC too."
see,
that's the best player.
I was under the impression that if you had higher FPS, slide control affects you less. So like if you had like 1000 FPS and you have slide control up the whole way, it gives you less effect than if you have like 60 FPS and it up the whole way.
Like probably, I'm been rocking 1000 FPS and
Flex.
flexing.
That's what I have too, and I don't notice a huge a huge difference.
From what, slide control 1 to slide control 6, you don't tell a difference?
I mean there's definitely a difference, but it's not a like gigantic, like a game-changing difference.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think it's more so because at 1000 FPS you're moving closer to what like slide hopping should be. From like, I'd say from like 700 to like 800, 900 FPS, that's what slide hopping more or less should be in this game. So if you're going further, you're just getting more and more traction. That could be even like negative. So it just, you just get shit tons more traction. But yeah, in the end of it, is it useful? Who knows? But there is a difference.
Yeah, see, I tried when it was on 3, I tried a lot of the different settings, and I thought like around like 1.6 to 2 was like it felt the best for me, at 1000 FPS. So
yeah, I agree.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a cool setting. I definitely think it's like the best thing to happen since I've started. I agree. But so what the fuck are you laughing at, Zed? What is that face?
So every time you guys say 1000 FPS, man, my soul dies a little bit more. It's like, oh, I got 1000, bro. Yeah, I got 1000 too. I'm like, oh, I got fucking 500.
500. Well, 500 on what's it called? 6 slide. You're at the same point, basically.
Yeah, you're close, Zed.
Yeah,
pretty much.
You're getting there.
Shut up. Let's move on to Krunker Premium.
Yeah. So what about Krunker Premium?
Oh,
Premium.
Boys.
Oh man.
I can't believe this.
Do we even want to get into this?
No. Yes, yes, we do. I will go into it solo, mate. Go.
This is like
Krunker Premium.
This is like
came out
when UCD clicked on that channel and said "shit channel" and walked. Here's the level of song coming.
So Krunker Premium came out this week on Tuesday, wasn't it? I think Tuesday or Wednesday.
It was one day.
Yeah,
was it?
Which is a you spend KR and you get this premium feature, and it's like 7,500 for 30 days or 19,000 for 90 days.
There's a petition to get rid of it already, by the way.
Jesus
like a change.org petition.
It's a completely optional part of the game, by the way. No one has to buy it. I just feel like we need to get that out of the way. Yeah. It's there. I mean, I will admit, day one was a bit of a blunder because it didn't have the "Are you sure?" icon. Like you'd click on it and it would just automatically take your KR, and you're like, well, fuck you, I guess you don't get your KR. Like, I wanted to experiment. I clicked on it and I clicked on the 19,000, and I wasn't intending to buy it, I'll be completely honest.
You bought it 90 days?
Yeah,
I bought 90 days.
Imagine if you bought it twice.
now I nearly did that the other day too. Now looking back, I'm like, this is worth it, I'm happy with it. But at the time, little bit of feces came out. I shit myself a little bit. But I think it's worth it. So like the features are the nickname change. The nickname change is pretty cool. That was a lot of fun to mess with, especially when it was just like you can just change as much as you want. Now it's 24 hours, but
still funny.
That's still pretty good. The skin color change is pretty cool, especially if you mix it with a dye. So like you go Vanta black and then your skin black. That looks pretty fun. Or I've got the Sugar Bear one with pink. I think that's a cool new way to do it. Then you obviously get that tick. I mean, for us, that doesn't really matter, to be completely honest. I mean, we already had a tick. We don't really need a second tick, but
yeah,
to the average player, it does give them something that lets them go above the next average player. And then you've also got the customs as well. What if they increase it to 10 or something for
16
non-verified
for
16.
premium?
Oh, 16.
Yeah,
16 for non-verified. 20 for verified though.
Verified, yeah.
Yeah, which is
That's the thing
insane.
that's people are salty about, isn't it?
Yeah,
People are salty about that.
no, listen, verified people are salty about that.
Get your fucking hand out your ass. Sorry, I'm sorry for swearing, but honestly,
That was
honestly,
a double swear. I don't know.
Honestly, some people like, why? Who cares? Like, it doesn't
They
matter.
take verification too seriously.
Oh my god, I'm verified in Crocodile, mate. It's a .io game. No one gives a shit. All right, it doesn't matter. Like, you're verified. Who cares? All right.
Yeah, but now they don't have clout. They don't have clout over the 3-year-olds that play the game.
You still have clout.
You're still.
No, it's not the same.
Listen,
I'm just talking for them. I don't agree with them.
No. I get you.
listen, you already got verified by the developers of the game. They already reached out to you directly and said, like, hey, we like what you're doing here. You know, you're different than every other player in the game. To me, it seems crazy that verified players are complaining about anything related to premium. Crazy.
Crazy levels of entitlement, honestly. Crazy levels. Sorry. I don't know if this is a thing where like your guest like just call people out, but that's what I'm doing. So
I don't know. I don't mind. I
love it.
It seems crazy. It seems like, you know, Sydney, the rest of the devs, everybody has been like incredibly kind to verify the people that have been verified, and then to see them complain about the devs implementing a new change, it's mostly positive. And they said that there's more changes coming, and then they say like, well, the other verified players say like, well, this is not good enough for me. What? There's no there's no checklist to get verification. There's no anything.
Yeah.
And then people are saying, I literally read people say verification means nothing at this point. Give it back then. Just give it back.
But the thing with all this, because it all comes back down to the amount of players in a lobby, right? Who gives a fuck? Like, how does a random player hosting his own custom server on, you know, fucking Clash Royale or something, and having 16 people impact your custom server? Like, most verified people are only verified because they're streamers or YouTubers, right? So they play with their fans or viewers or whatever you want to call them, right? Why does that impact them? Like, you're gonna fill up your custom server with people from your stream or your YouTube, right? Fucking Joe Blow, who's paid his 90,000 or 19,000 KR, isn't gonna steal your players. No one's taking your players. It all just comes back down to egos. People have way too bigger egos for a little check mark on an IO game. It's literally stupid. And the people who have complained about it have now outed themselves as like egotistical, just spurgs. Like, honestly.
Yeah.
It's just so dumb, bro, to have an ego, especially on... I mean, it's dumb to have an ego on any game, but like, bro, especially this game.
It's a .io game. Like, calm down. Like, just who cares? Dude, verification, the only reason I care about verification is so people can't impersonate me, right? That's the only reason I care for it. I have that check. People know that I am me. So for example, especially with gifting, people might go and like do some Unicode shit and have UCD. Like, I've seen people have the same name as me, hop in game, not verified. And then they say, oh, blah, 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 you know, gift me KR, I'm UCD, I'll shout you out. That type of stuff. But obviously I have a tick. That's the only reason I think it's useful. The lobbies are whatever, but when you get to the level of amount of people in the lobby, it just gets laggy anyway. I put it less than the max anyway, so...
Yeah.
Well, see, like, I mean, before I got verified, the only reason I wanted it was so I could host massive customs.
Yeah.
Because at that time, like, before you get verified, right? Like, I'm talking about Twitch now, not YouTube, but like, before you get verified, you're normally in the range of like, you know, 10 to 30 viewers. So majority of your chat can join, and at that point, you want to do customs because you want to involve everyone and build a community. So it's super important for those people to be verified so that they can do that, because you know the 10 max before. There goes 2/3 of your chat. But the fact that you don't have to wait for one of two people to verify you, and you can just pay a bit of KR, which you can earn in game, is amazing. That's such a good positive improvement for the game. It's awesome.
Yeah,
honestly.
it's a total. I like every part of it. I have no issues, and I'm totally with UCD on the part that like I haven't even changed my name because I got the username I wanted and the check mark next to it. So no one can take my username. No one can use it. If you're playing with me, you know you're playing with me. That's 100% why verification is. I love it. There's no one can be me. No one can pretend to be me. When I hop in a lobby and someone says, "Hey, I like your YouTube videos," for me it's like fuck yeah, and they know that's me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's a good feeling.
That's it. Like, and I love Crunker Premium because it shows that the game is evolving, man. The game is getting bigger. There's other avenues that they can take to do things for the greater population of the game. It's good. It's if things are good for the devs, they're good for us because they've already come to us and said, "Hey, we like what you're doing." Like all that stuff rolls downhill, you know what I mean? So to me, it's crazy.
The other inclusions were, just so everyone's aware, the custom commands for your custom servers. So God mode, no clip, kill, smite. I mean, that stuff potentially should just be available to anyone, but as a first test, that's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah.
The increased object limit, I love that. That just means we're just gonna get way better maps, which first they got to fix the servers, because right now there are some maps that just fucking destroy your custom. but that's cool. It shows that we're going to get better maps soon. And then obviously the increased max KR per round to 40, that's awesome. And then the market sale, I don't really care about that. That's cool. But bigger thumbnails for maps, that's
huge.
Cool.
The market sales is huge.
Yeah, well, I mean, for people who are trading and all that, like constantly, that's
40 limit on the market is gigantic.
What is it now? 20?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so it's double. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Am I the only one that doesn't care about it, like at all, about Crunker Premium? Am I like in the minority, but I don't find any appeal to it?
Well, I mean,
like, you're not swayed either way. You're not like, oh, this is good or this is bad. You're just like,
I think it's always a good thing where there's more avenues to support the game, and I think there's lots of potential with Crunker Premium, and there's many things that you can do with it. I just think in this first iteration, there's nothing that really stands out to me. The only thing I would personally want from Crunker Premium is not seeing ads. That's the only reason I would buy it.
Yeah, ads would be huge. The only reason that it's good for me right now is because I'm currently working on a YouTube video involving the market. And having more market slots available is huge, and will speed up the time for the video. So that to me, that's the only thing.
I feel like the ad thing though, that's kind of hard to I guess justify, because it's like you can buy premium with all in-game.
Yeah, AR. Exactly. Yeah.
So they're not getting any, like, you know what I mean? You're cutting off their income.
I know.
There has to be maybe. I remember, I think you posted this on a tweet. You're like, I'm happy to pay a $2 fee per month or some shit.
Yeah,
like a VIP. To just completely. Yeah.
Yeah, like I personally would have thought, like, in a world to like maximize this, you would make this like a separate. It would be complicated, but like have like a separate currency. But like that, just adds more. It'd be like shit to the game.
Yeah, like Moswe says, it'd be like Premium Plus. It'd be like like a paid subscription.
But then that would look bad for them. Like that would look really bad. People would be like, "Oh, you just care about money now." If they, you know what I mean? Like if you have two different things.
Yeah, I think if it's just for certain things. If it's just for certain things, for example, like removing ads, then I think that is fine, I suppose. Like even if there's an option like remove ads, and it's like a direct, for example, instead of going and buying KR, it would be a direct PayPal transaction. You know how you go and add KR to your account. Instead, you go and click that, and it would just be a PayPal transaction, and then it would apply to your account for 30, 90 days, whatever.
Because you're in a very specific situation as well. Like the reason you want ads removed is completely different to the average player, because for you, when you're creating content, these companies, whatever's showing up down the bottom are getting free, advertisement off of you, which you could be charging, hundreds of dollars to thousands.
Prime real estate down there.
Yeah. Not to mention that some of the ads that get through for your content, because you're family friendly, would not bode well for you. Like I got one the other night, mature dating. I don't think that's gonna work well on your channel to see two old people just tongue fucking each other on the screen, basically. You know, so I can totally see it from your point of view. It's completely different to how everyone else would like. Everyone else just wants to clean up their crunker, whereas you're like, this is a business opportunity.
Or have it as part of verification. I don't know. Like have it separate the crunker premium. Like how many verified players are there? What, like a couple
I'd
hundred?
say there's a couple
right?
hundred. Yeah.
Couple hundred players not viewing ads, not going to have that much of a dent in terms of the millions of people that play it, right? We could just, I don't know. Just
Speaking of that, though,
I
I remember Frosty talking about, or it might not have even been Frosty, it might have been Sid, I don't know. Someone talking about a, like a minimum that verified people had to meet every month, like analytically speaking, to keep verification. But that seemed to have just died and never became a thing. But it's hard to track as well because they're verifying mod makers and map makers and shit like that.
It's not.
But I do think there needs to be a purge. Someone mentioned it before. I do think they need to go through and get rid of some people.
Yeah.
Who are verified.
I feel like people get verified too easily and for just random
benign
reasons.
shit.
It's not consistent. Yeah, benign shit. Like there is no consistency. Like my opinion. Verification, the purpose of verification is ensuring that you are who you are. But if there is no point for you being verified, this sounds so wanky, but there's no point you being verified, right? Like if people don't know who you are, there's no reason for you, like people to impersonate you. This sounds so wanky, but like whatever, we'll keep going. Then like why? Like what's the point? Like the benefits of verification were, you know, you get your what's it called? You get your bigger rooms. Now you can get that with Crunker Premium. So like, do you get what I mean?
It falls back to just being who you are, essentially, like making sure you're the true
that
you.
Is, I keep falling back to that, and I feel like having that as a gateway to getting, let's say, a creator code as well. Obviously, like as a gateway to creator code, it should be a logical thing. So I feel like there should be a defined, I don't know, like I don't know where I'm going.
No,
do you guys get what I mean?
I agree with you.
Yeah, but
I agree with you.
Can you imagine if people started getting? Can you imagine if people started getting unverified now because they said premium's here? You don't really need verification anymore. People would fucking throw their computers out the window.
Think of the content. How good would that be?
That would be good content.
Only for the people only for the people that are safe in their verification. UCD's over here like, well.
I want to see it live on stream, like someone streaming, and then Sid comes in, just unverifies it.
Sid comes in and says, "Hey, hit refresh."
Just watches the absolute freak out, bro. Like, oh, hey, go buy your Crunker Premium now, bitch.
Like, it's hard, you know. It's hard. It's like one of those things where if you do go and purge, then people are gonna be pissed and gonna be like, "Sydney unverified me. This game fucking sucks. Fucking hate it. Just like going DDoS the servers and shit." And I got like these. You know, that type of crap. But like in the gist of what I'm trying to say is that verification should be less than, oh, I'm verified, I've got clout. It should actually have a logical purpose. And right now,
should be a safety feature.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And yeah, currently I feel like verification's been thrown around way too easily. And yeah, it's just it's a benign feature besides from being, you know, who you say you are. That's all.
So it seems like we're all in agreement that the people complaining about Crunker Premium because their verification isn't valid anymore, it's just a bunch of fucking babies, right? I think we can all agree.
Pretty much. Come on, like what's the average age of this community, right? Like I'm 23, turning 24. Like we're all above the age of.
Karson's like 42.
You're 23.
Yeah, I'm 23. Yeah, 23, turning 24.
Fuck this.
Kaarson's older than me and UCD put together.
Are you serious? I'm just gonna say I'm older than that.
There we go.
Why don't you have an age?
True.
Because why do I need to have my age there? Why does everyone care about my age, man? Look,
you look so youthful.
I do. I know. I look good for 30-ish. Ish.
Plus 10.
I'm not 40, bro. All right, I'm not in my 40s. All right. Yes.
Tell them to
What,
chat.
yeah.
All right.
What I was trying to say is that like we're older, right? But the average age of this
Yeah,
community
right.
is so young. So yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. It's just like people are immature, and when they get a little bit of clout thrown at them at the age of 14, 15, they think they're top shit, and then they feel like they rule the world. Man, I just called out half of Krunker's verified community, didn't I? Oh, well.
And then you called
Totally
you called 98% of the player base shitters at the game too. So
I didn't call them shitters. I didn't call them shitters. I called them casual
This is your
players,
fucking
all
video
right?
views, bro. After this, they're just soaring down.
I called them casual players. I called them casual
Oh, I can't wait till like someone does an exposed video. Crunky's M1's gonna do an exposed video on YouTube.
shit channel, huh?
Oh, God, that's fun.
All right. So
Next topic.
yeah, so I guess I know you're on a time crunch tonight, so why don't we go ahead and let's take some questions, huh? We'll get to that portion.
Yeah, sure.
I know there's gonna be a ton of questions for you. Okay, listen, I'm just gonna say it so other people can stop asking. What's your take on chicken crimpies?
I think they're good. They're all right. What's wrong with them?
I don't know, people hate them.
I think they're decent. They're not like, okay, in terms of pizza's best flavor.
Suck it!
Pizza is the best flavor. Then chicken crimpies,
What was that?
and then I think, and then I don't care about anything else.
Mossy's
Pizza's
saying
the
get
best
fucked. I'm sorry, he said pizza was
Barbecue
the best,
sucks.
Mossy. You absolute dog biscuit loving fuck.
So wait, what's a chicken crimpy? Is it a cracker?
It's
like a
a
biscuit.
flavored cracker, but it's
flavored
just
cracker, yeah.
disgusting. It has these little like lumps going around it, like it's got fucking syphilis on the biscuit. I don't get it. It's disgusting. It tastes like chicken if chicken was just shit.
It's a unique flavor. It's unique
Pizza
flavor.
one has these
Barbecue's
little
the worst.
like flavored
Pizza's good.
nuggets on it. Like it's
Pizza's
so
good.
good.
Pizza's pog.
Oh.
Pizza's pog.
No one would ever go like and buy fucking chicken crimpies over pizza. Like it just doesn't happen. So,
Yeah, I agree on that. Cheese and bacon's the best, dude. Cheese and bacon flavored chips of any kind, I hate them.
That sounds disgusting.
Not a fan. Not a fan.
Mossui says you can stay in lore now. Oh, perfect.
Thanks, mate. Thanks, Mossweed. Cheers, mate. Is that the
is that UCD clan he's talking about?
UCD clan? True.
Okay.
You should tell him he can stay in.
All right, here's the next question. What are your
Yep.
thoughts on trading and impacting YouTube content? I know Quacky had said a bigger version of this. I think he elaborated something like, like and subscribe this video, and I'll give away a Contra, something like that. Once trading comes into the game.
Oh hell yeah! I'm abusing that shit. That is.
Oh, yeah.
So the reason why you do this, for people who are unaware, the YouTube gauges not only in terms of there's many factors why YouTube will recommend a video. Views is one of them, likes is one of them, watch percentages is one of them, but in general interaction. The more the people go and comment, the more the video will be, the algorithm will say, hey, people like this, so it'll go and promote it more. Giveaways and stuff like that, if you say post your Crunky username, blah blah blah, you get thousands of people going and commenting their thing, and then blah blah blah, your video gets recommended more views, more money, so on and so on. So on a very from that level, it's massive. But in terms of making content, in terms of trading between use and stuff like that, there's tons of ideas as well. That's
the good part of it though. I can see it being used for bad as well. People faking.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because right now, no one can. I mean, they could say oh, I'm giving away KR, sure, but no one can sit there and say I'm giving away skins, and anyone will believe it because it's not a possibility. But I guess in the same vein, they could just use the KR excuse and say, oh, I'm giving away KR and never give it away, which I think is illegal. I think you can't host giveaways on YouTube and never follow through with it.
Oh, people are not going to follow. No, people, whenever I've done my KR videos of giveaways, of course I go and give, but who's going to check, right? Unless you post on Twitter and you go back to the comment that you choose or whatever, people don't follow it up. So,
I'm going to choose a question. What's your opinion on Krunker's improvement so far, and where do you think Krunker is going to progress to? That's a big question.
That's a loaded question. I think like compare from now to last year, like Krunker's popped like crazy in terms of like, obviously people like expected Krunker to just be like this massive game when the whole phase stuff happened, right? The game wasn't ready. Like the game was still pretty like shithouse back then for a variety of reasons. But now it's definitely in a good spot. I feel like the structure is there for improvement, and I'd say 2021, or I'd say more going into like the later part of this year. It's like it's so hard to predict because like the potential. I've said this a million times. The potential of this game has more potential than Fortnite, more potential than Call of Duty, more potential than Minecraft, more potential than literally any game out there, because it's on browser, it's easy accessible, it's easy to run. The custom game feature has so much potential behind it. Literally, Krunker could become like the new Roblox in a browser if that's where Sydney decides to go. There is potential for that angle, and that could be not just as a first-person shooter, but it could just be like a social hub. People just go and hop in and talk to each other and become friends and do all that type of stuff, like Roblox is. The only thing with Roblox, you got to download it. That segregates Chromebook users. That segregates a lot of people that have, let's say, school laptops and stuff like that. So the potential for this game is huge, pretty much. That's what I'm saying, but it just needs to be followed through.
One thing I noticed the other day is so Kaarson and I know this person who streams Temtem, which is that I think it's called Temtem.
Yeah, it's like a Windows Pokemon.
Yeah, it's a shitty Pokemon ripoff, right? And I think it's a perfect comparison for Krunker. So a lot of people call Krunker, you know, a watered down CS:GO or FPS Minecraft or whatever, right?
Yeah,
and you can definitely see its borrowed aspects of that. But I think Krunker is its own beast enough to stand on its own two legs and not fall by the wayside. So like with Temtem, right? People can play Temtem, or they can just go play Pokemon, which is 60,000 times better and does everything Temtem does better. So Temtem's dead. Like that thing died. We were looking at the Twitch numbers yesterday. It's just constant red after red after red for that game.
Like literally the only thing Temtem has going for it is that you can play it on your PC. That's the only positive it has.
Yeah,
exactly. And with Krunker, it's so much different sure, it's borrowed, you know, inspiration. Like we've got CS maps and shit like that. But it's also got enough features to stand on its own. So I can see Krunker always being able to stand on its own and always being able to grow. Like with Temtem, it can never grow bigger than Pokemon because it doesn't do the things better than Pokemon. But with Krunker, because it's just its own beast, it can just keep going.
Yeah.
You know?
It can break free. I feel like down the line, this would be a 2021 or a 2022 thing. But I feel like Krunker could become not just Minecraft first-person shooter Call of Duty game, but could actually, be a completely different beast as a hub for different types of games. Of course, Krunker in its current form will still be a big focus, but I feel like if you give the people the potential to expand like they do in Roblox. I keep going back to Roblox, but it's like the best comparison because that game has so many people because it can go and encapsulate so many small different communities and put them all together in this one hub. And I don't know, it's a big outlook, but of course, if we're looking towards the future, that's where Krunker could potentially go eventually because it has the potential.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, so I'll pick another. So Mossweed dropped the new in chat here. He dropped the new clan system that's coming out. I don't know if you guys grabbed that screenshot or not. We'll read over this here at the end. We'll take a couple more questions and we'll read over this before we go. I'm looking at it here. But let's take a couple, maybe not as specific questions here. I saw up in chat a little bit ago. UCD, where did your logo come from? I know it's kind of like a Donald Duck kind of looking thing, right?
So my original logo is Dolan Duck is basically this kind of like serial killer duck meme parody of Donald Duck.
Right.
If you type in Dolan Duck, that's where that's what the original logo was, not my current one.
Yeah.
And so I then realized last year, not a good image based on a family-friendly channel that I strive to be doing Krunker. Because you look into the thing, this guy's like an axe-wielding duck that kills like Goofy and shit. It's fucked. Like the memes or whatever. It's good stuff. But anyway, I was like 12. Anywho. So I was like, okay. I was like, all right, I want to keep the duck identity, but get rid of, you know, the non-family friendless. And also, if a sponsor picked me up and actually realized what my logo looked like, could potentially be bad for me. So I got my girlfriend. I asked my girlfriend to make me a new logo in the same like vein of that duck identity, but make it family friendly, 2020, nice graphics, you know, so on, and here we are. Pretty much that's
so
the
what
backstory.
You're saying is you have a girlfriend.
Yes. Krunker gamers can have girlfriends. It's crazy.
Krunker news is 47's here. UCD has a girlfriend. Okay.
Crazy, dude. Actual crazy.
All right.
Actual crazy.
Fake. 47's is here. Okay, so in 2019, when you searched Krunker, your video about Krunker came up. How did you feel? UCD.
Felt good. I felt good. I in 2019.
So I'm just like, what else is he gonna say?
Yeah,
I felt fucking terrible when it came up.
This is their questions, all right?
Let me go in a bit more depth. Like, as I said before, the only people that were really uploading videos back in that day were me and, like, I don't know if you guys know him, but Compton Ass Terry. He made like Revolver gameplays and just popped off on kids. It was good content. But after he stopped, I was like kind of the only one doing Krunker videos. So I strategically made videos covering all the search topics for like anything I could think of, like beginners tutorials, unboxings, pro gameplays, blah blah blah. And then I wanted to hit the search results on all of them. And yeah, I don't know. That's how we are. And I'm happy, but I'm also happy now that a lot of other content creators are going and making really, really good content for Krunker, and they're popping on search results as well. It's great. It's a good feeling.
Yeah, your beginner vid popped off too.
Yeah. That's all like strategic in terms of thumbnail and title and stuff like that. It was just like what people are searching for, and I just like so this kind of going a bit off topic, but like if you guys want to make a video, right, my suggestion, not just to you guys but just everybody, look at where there is a gap. What hasn't been done? What hadn't been done at that point was a long in-depth tutorial talking about every aspect that is important to Krunker and explaining them one by one. That hadn't been done, so therefore I made it. And that you could use that same logic for creating any content for any game or whatever. Look what other people haven't done and there is a market for, and then make videos on that, and there you go. It's easier said than done, obviously, but it's, you know, it's pretty, yeah, I think that's a very important thing to go through.
I think that, you know, works for, you know, any content creation market that you're in. You know, if you're on Twitch, YouTube, wherever, if there's something that you have a passion for and, you know, no one else is doing it, that you know, it's pretty, there's your niche right there. If you know, you're sitting on a podcast now, you know, I've been a fan of podcasts forever. You know, when I started playing Krunker, I came to Zed and I said, hey, we should do a podcast here. It'd be really fun to get a bunch of people from Krunker on a podcast and talk about it.
Dude, I've been waiting for a podcast for so long. I was considering making one last year, but I'm lazy, so I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. And then no one had done it, and then when you guys started, I was like, hell yeah, we finally got it. So that's why I was so excited to come on, because I don't know, stuff like this is cool.
Yeah, I agree.
We're not allowed to go off topic of
oh yeah, that is like the cardinal rule of the podcast. Is there was some controversy as to whether or not we're allowed to have this podcast in the Krunker directory, even though it's directly about Krunker.
Okay.
Yeah.
If we go off Krunker for one split second, we get told off.
Yeah.
Yep, that's fair. We are only Krunker related here. Only Krunker.
So yeah, so I don't know. Let's take one more question and then
we can get going. Fuck it. Let's do it. We can do another 5-10 minutes, whatever.
Okay, well, I want to check
You wanna
out.
keep going?
I want to check out this this new clan situation here.
Oh, okay, sure, yeah.
So
Yeah, I gotta go to sleep soon.
so let's take another question, and then I'll pull up this clan situation so we can all look at it. Trippin', what's going on? How are you, man?
I'm just gonna grab another drink.
You guys, okay, yeah, go ahead. Views
2 seconds.
Views on slide control. I think we talked about slide control pretty in depth.
Yeah, we talked. I think we talked enough about that.
All right, how about do you want Krunker to be its own game with its own features made by the devs and players, or do you want Krunker to have its own features from different games? Krunker's already its own game, dude. What do you mean? It's already its own.
No, I think it's definitely every game borrows features from other games, right? That's just how it is in terms of first-person shooter, whatever. But Krunk, I think, has formed enough of its own identity, especially with slide hopping being its core. I think that's definitely a big differentiating factor from Krunker to many other games.
All right, it says, do you think there should be a tutorial on the front page of Krunker showing how to play? Example, slide hopping for new players.
It's hard because if you, for example, take a video like my video or Zed, I don't know why I said Zed. I meant Frosty.
Oh.
Sorry, I don't know if you've done a slide hopping tutorial, but anywho, what I meant is if you put a singular video, that's like funneling views into that video, right? I feel like there should be a interactive tutorial where it's just like this map, and then there's like text prompts at the bottom. It's like, welcome to Krunker, this is how you move, blah, 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 that type of stuff. And it could be just a simple thing, work in progress, being iterated on, just somehow to go and show people how to play the game, but just have as an option in the bar or something.
So you mean like a map? You mean like a test map? You know, like an intro.
Yeah.
Do you think there should be the option to have AI and customs, bots and customs? Holy fuck, the game can barely run sometimes now. It is now. Oh my god, no! Don't put bots in there. If I get killed by a bot on stream, I get killed by enough bots that are people. If a bot kills me on stream,
did we say that there are enough bots in the game already?
If I get killed, if my stream sees me get killed by a literal bot, I will never live it down. We cannot have that, boys. We cannot let it happen.
True. True.
All right. All right. So
game mechanics also, way too in depth for something to be like that. Like, how do you balance slide hopping, right? Like, you could just make bots that like just simply bunny hop, right? But that would be pretty useless. So I think it's an issue to probably just avoid altogether.
Yeah, what about a training mode though? That would be sick, right? Like an aim training. I bet there's a map. There's got to be maps that are aim trainers,
there's maps
right?
like that. There's
aim maps everywhere.
Yeah. So
they've the new one now where it's like an aim training, but it's a battle now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we don't need an aim training mode. Yeah, so there's maps. We don't need that. Yeah.
It's there, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's pull up this. Let's read over this. Let me switch the scene here so we can read it. It says, here's the screenshot Moss we sent. Let's read over it here.
God. That's some detail.
Yeah.
Wait, Moss we sent it? Are you sure there's no dicks or chicken crimpy jokes?
I read it. I read it.
Crimpy.
I've been reading it. So here's the new clan levels. It says there's going to be 11 levels. And they'll go from 0 to 9 mods and from 20 to 100 members. You'll get like,
when it says mods, what do they mean?
Well, I don't
know.
I
was gonna
Oh, hold on, it's all there in clan ranks. Hold on.
Oh,
we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Okay, let's see. Owner. They have permissions to include upgrades and clan spins. What the hell's a clan spin? Clan spin will only be done by the owner. Anything spun is unlocked to the clan at that time.
Oh.
What?
I like how they mean like doing like a heroic spin, but then it unlocks a clan skin that every one of them can use as long as they're in the clan.
Clan spin moves cannot be sold on the market. Oh.
I love how much inspiration they're taking from MMORPG stuff and adding it to an FPS game.
Yeah, it's like
so good.
It's really cool. Wait, games where 4 members of the same clan are in the same game would not be able to earn KR to match. Oh, so you're not boosting out of the same clan. So if you put 4 members in one game, nobody gets KR. That's pretty awesome.
Pretty clever.
Yeah.
All right, so you got owner who perms to include upgrades. Mod, that's the one I wanted to know. Can kick rookies and hackers, accept clan requests, may not give roles. XP earned will be contributed to clan. Okay. All right, I thought that meant in-game mod.
It's a cool system. Many MMORPGs have this. It's a very similar system, but I've seen in like Combat Arms I used to play. I think the next step to take this would be clan wars. I think that would be sick.
Well,
have like an actual
yeah,
like it's like yeah.
But isn't
like
that just what Crunker Esports is? Oh no, but
no, I mean
clan-based.
like an actual clan base, not a competitive. I mean like an actual separate queue, right? And you could queue up with your clan and verse other clans. Obviously, the game doesn't have a big enough player base for that, but something like that would be really cool. And you could have like clan pride. You could have like a leaderboard, who's the best clan type of thing, and that type of stuff.
But with a system like this, the leaderboards would actually matter more, right? Like the clan leaderboards would actually matter significantly more than just whoever smashed a bunch of stuff in there, right? Because it definitely said you have to donate 10 million KR to unlock some of that stuff as a clan. Now, a bunch of those just like farm clans with a bunch of people aren't going to be able to donate 10 million KR. Like,
but that means that clans like MP, who just allow anyone in, but obviously have a bad reputation, are going to be on top.
Not if they're is MP going to have 10 million KR?
When there's 3,000 members.
Are they going to donate?
Sure.
Nope.
Well, think about it this way, right? Law has
it says only 100 members. Also, it said only 100 members, and they have to be.
Oh, good. All right. Good. I just didn't want a clan that just accepts everyone to go to the top, because 3,000 members who all donate, 10 KR or whatever, is more likely than having 50 members because your clan's closed off, or donating 10,000 KR.
Well, and remember, to donate KR, you have to be level 30. So then you have to get a bunch of those people above level 30 too. So I mean, this is like, this seems really cool, and like a really cool way to like, I'm interested. This thing's really cool.
So
I think my only criticism. Sorry.
Oh yeah, go.
I was gonna say my only criticism is there's way too many levels. It just seems like there's too many. You could compress that down to like 6 or something.
Well, if
you say that, but it's like a sense of progression, right?
Do you want it to be over tomorrow?
You can keep like there's always something to strive for. I think that's like you could argue either way. There's too many, there's too little, whatever. But like you want the highest one to be basically unobtainable, so people can.
I'm not saying like reduce the amount of XP you need. I'm saying like just get rid of the filler levels. Still have it the exact same amount of XP you need, but at some point, if you had too many levels, leveling up doesn't feel that important. Like think about when you play an MMORPG, those first 20 levels don't feel like anything because you're just blitzing through them. There's a certain point where you've added too many and it just means nothing. I don't know. Yeah, that's my only criticism of it.
Do you think clans will still have verification after this, or only levels will matter? I definitely think clans will still have verification. I don't see why they would remove verification, even with a leveling system. I think clans will still be recognized as like significant clans related to the game.
Masu says no.
No,
that doesn't make sense.
Masu says no. Colors by level.
No, I think he's like answering a different question.
Oh, something else. Oh, okay. Yeah, got it.
Yeah, so.
I'm a bot.
He's probably talking about chicken crimpies again.
Yeah, true.
Level 11 is rainbow clan tag.
That's pretty pog.
Clan verification was useless anyhow. Well, okay.
Yeah, I don't think there was a point for clan verification. Like, I get the idea of it, but like, it's just another one of those clout things.
Now that we're getting this, I mean, it makes no sense. It's just gonna clutter your page. Because it was essentially saying like this clan has achieved something, whether it's comp or Phil's clan or whatever. But if you've got an in-game system to literally rank it by the amount of effort put into the clan, what's the point of verification anymore?
All right, you sound pretty entitled, Zed. Zed.
No, I'm saying get rid of verification.
Zed
I'm
and
saying
lore.
no. Hold on. Those little beggars in Crunker Bunker were saying, "Oh no, make verification more important." I'm saying just get rid of clan verification.
Yeah, it didn't have much of a purpose. So
no, it makes sense right now when there's nothing to separate a shitter clan and a good clan. Yeah. But if you're gonna have an in-game system to show how good a clan is and how consistent they are and how long they've been around, just get rid of verify.
Yeah,
get rid of the verification for the clan.
Quacky makes sense. It would get rid of the verify this clan cringe. There's been a lot of it today in this chat. I think you know.
Yeah, there's one starting with H.
Yeah. I banned somebody out of the chat today because of it. God damn, just stop, guys. I don't know why you come to this chat every week. This is not how you get verified. UCD cannot verify you. Zed tried to help you Zed tried to help you and you did none of the things he asked you to do. I don't know what
we had Sydney here. We had Sydney here literally say anyone who asks to get verified immediately drops to the bottom of the list.
And you've come like 4 weeks in a row begging to get verified. It's not how it works, guys. You make your clan look shittier every time.
Not a good look.
Not a good look at all.
All right, so thank you for everyone for coming out today, man. UCD, thank you so much for coming on the show. You know, I know it's super late.
Fun.
You know, I know you got to go into work tomorrow.
Yeah, fun times.
But yeah, I can't thank you enough, man. It was a blast. Number 6 in the books. We got a lot of behind the scenes tips. Obviously,
there's some content here.
All of our YouTubes are gonna shoot up like to 100K.
Dude, I don't know. You can clickbait. You can clickbait this title somehow. I don't know. I have faith in. I have faith in you.
I'll just rewatch the whole section and then I'll figure it out. So
exactly. True.
So yeah, once again, I'm Kaarson. That's Zed, and that's UCD. Thanks for coming, guys. I appreciate it. We're gonna play some customs and just hang out for a while. Oh yeah, this is the Zed hoodie. Okay, yeah. Like literally, Zed talks shit to me for talking about the podcast we do together on his stream, but he wants me to show his merch off on my stream.
This is the first time I've ever asked for that. Shut up.
All right, so thanks UCD for coming on. Thanks Zed.
No problem, man.
We're gonna play some customs and hang out for a while, but yeah, thanks guys, appreciate it. Here's the
chicken crimpy on top. Chicken crimpy on top.
No.
Throw your hands in the air. Throw them waves side to side. Hack and slash. Throw your hands.